Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look, it's no secret that Art Briles has now made a comeback for high school football, coaching at Mount Vernon now. And it's no secret that apparently some people are okay with this. As much as I hate to say it, Sooner lover, apparently RJ Young, made a great video on this. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go watch that video. He probably does a great job, probably better than what I can do, honestly, in 6 minutes, explaining this whole situation and why this is so messed up. But I will try, at least in my part, to make a different take in my thoughts on the situation known, because some people just don't get it. Or they just sweep this under the rug. They think it's, They feel bad for the victims, of course, but everybody believes for some damn reason that Art Briles was a scapegoat. Like, Art Briles had no idea that anything was going on. What? Are we serious now? And look, I could believe Mount Vernon High School and giving a man a second chance if they actually did their job and if they actually found that the evidence was supporting their case or whatever they were trying to make. But obviously, WFAA of, I think, Dallas literally did a great job digging in on this, and it literally takes 2 seconds to look at court documents saying that, well, maybe Art Briles is a little bit to blame, and, well, maybe Art Briles probably brought in some characters into Baylor and Waco, Texas that he probably had no business bringing into the program. I mean, let's take a look here, right? This is an interview with the superintendent of Mount Vernon. Take a look. It's literally a short interview. They're just asking about the vetting process of Art Briles. Let's take a watch.
We vetted Coach Briles to the best of our ability.
Did he speak with any of the victims at Baylor about this hire?
We were not able to speak to any of the victims, no.
Did he speak with any of the NCAA officials about this hire?
The only person we spoke to that had any connection with NCAA would have been Grant Teff.
So why would you say you've done a vetting process when you say you've spoken to none of the victims and you've spoken to nobody from the NCAA? What type of vetting did you do?
With the vetting process we went through is we talked to people who know him personally and who were involved into that. Some who we are not able to name at this time, but we really believe that the process we went through was one that our community would be proud of, and one that we know that we did our job with.
There are several people who are saying that making this hire is making a statement that you care more about football than the victims of sexual assault. What do you say to those people?
I'd say that for any person who has been a victim of sexual assault, that I'm sorry that took place. As a father of a daughter and have granddaughters of my own, I take the safety of them as well as the safety of our students very seriously. All I can say is I hate that that's what they went through, and I can't imagine what they went through. But the safety of our students is one of my utmost priorities.
And you don't know what they went through at this point. You didn't talk to the victims, correct?
Correct.
Wait, whoa. Let me get this straight. So they vetted Art Briles very carefully, right? Like, this was supposed to be a very big decision-making process. Are you kidding me? Wow. And look, you care about the safety of your students? Well, damn right. That's, of course, a really compelling argument when you say you do. But when your actions suggest hiring a man who's been in such a mess of sexual allegations against women on his campus. That's unbelievable. Why in the world you would take this risk? Especially when Mount Vernon isn't even that bad at football. They've actually done pretty good. They've made several playoff runs recently in the state of Texas. So what do you have to gain by this? Why risk the safety of students to bring in a man who has a track record of being shunned to Italy? People want to believe that this man was just a scapegoat. Really? Well, hold on. Let's look at some court documents, shall we?
Let's unpack exactly what he was accused of doing. Mike Leslie is here. Mike, walk us through this.
Yeah, Chris, of course, the jump-off point for all of this is allegations of as many as 52 incidents of rape by 31 different Baylor football players, and all of that happening on Briles' watch. When shown a list of names, he responded, "Those are some bad dudes. Why was she around those guys?" Which, of course, then begs the question, why were those guys that you knew to be bad dudes in your program? In addition, Briles' program was accused of actively not reporting sexual violence to anyone outside of the athletic department in some circumstances.
Unbelievable. But he's a scapegoat, right? He's a scapegoat for bringing in players who were already some bad characters, kicked out of their programs for good reasons, and yet Art Briles brings them in. Art Briles, this wasn't the university, this wasn't the athletic department, this was Art Briles' decision to make these characters come in. And wouldn't you know, one of those characters is serving 20 years in prison for sexual assault. But no, Art Briles is the scapegoat. We shouldn't blame Art Briles for it.
I take the safety of them as well as the safety of our students very seriously.
If we're going to go down this track, let's at least be honest with ourselves. Let's not pretend like Art Briles did absolutely nothing wrong. Okay? At the very least, let's meet in the middle and say that he probably knew some things that he should have done differently. At the very least. And at that very least, that's enough to where any collegiate team, any high school team in the country would just have to pass on for the safety of your students. But you don't care about the safety of your students. Let's just be honest and say that we care about football and we care about winning, and that's disgusting. I'll see you around next time.